Hello everyone, this is Matthew once again, and today, I know I'm supposed to review Jurassic World and the sequel, Jurassic Fallen Kingdom, but right now I'm going for another detour, and hopefully this is the last time I ever do another detour again, since I've already done my special inside look of A Quiet Place on Blu-ray. So, instead, here's what movie I'm in the mood for right now to review, if you can notice something by my shirt. Happy Friday the 13th, y'all. Yep. Today is Friday the 13th, and I would not miss a great opportunity by reviewing Friday the 13th. Yes, I am a fan of this franchise. I do grew up watching these movies, but no, I was not allowed to watch them when I was a kid, as I was too young to watch R-rated horror movies, so can't watch them. I have watched some R-rated movies before, but I was not allowed to watch any horror movie whatsoever. So, but of course I did watch Jurassic Park, but that was a PG-13 thriller. So you could consider that to be a horror movie. I do remember my biggest memories about this franchise was mainly for Part 3 in 3D when it used to appear on a channel network called TNN, which of course it became Spike TV and then became the Paramount Network. I do remember the scene in Part 3 where Jesus is in the barn trying to chase a girl, and later on down the road, I remember seeing a copy of the VHS of Friday in Part 3 when Uncle Mike brought it to our house. And of course, I remember sneakily putting the tape in, and of course, Mom caught me there, but of course, I was not meant to watch it. I just want to get a good look at Jason. So I found Jason on tape, and he actually did look quite scary. And especially, I was curious about watching his movies, but still not allowed to watch them, especially these are, well, horror movies. What more can I say about it? So, yeah, I have the original Friday the 13th, which I'm going to review today. I don't own any of the sequels, so hopefully when I get that Blu-ray that has the 8-movie collection, which I'll pick that up, which I know it has my least favorite Friday the 13th movie called Jason Takes Manhattan, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not owning the one where he goes to heck for right now, so I'm not owning Part 9. I refuse, because I really am not a big fan of that movie. It's probably, in my opinion, the worst of the series. But if you like that film, that's fine, but to me, I'm not a fan of. So, I only own this movie. I have not owned the video game yet, but I do want to pick that up. I do own this shirt, of course. And I've also owned the reboot, which came out 9 years ago, which is about to be turning 10 next year. And of course, this is directed by Marcus Nispel and is produced by the original Friday the 13th director, Sean S. Cunningham, with other producers, Brad Fuller, Andrew Foreman, and Michael Bay, and Jason, played by Derek Mears. And I'll review that movie another time, but for right now, I just want to focus on the original Friday the 13th. The one that stars Bessie Palmer as Pamela Voorhees, may she rest in peace. You have Adrian Keene, Harry Crosby, Laurie Barstow, Mark Nelson, Jeannie Taylor, Robbie Morgan, and of course you have Kevin Bacon, as well as Arlie Lehman as Jason when he's a child, with film composer Harry Manfredini, written by Victor Miller, and produced and directed by Sean S. Cunningham. And before I give you my thoughts on the movie, here is the backstory. Sean S. Cunningham was working with Wes Craven, who they've done a movie together called The Last House on the Left. And of course, both Sean S. Cunningham and Victor Miller wanted to make kids movies like Manny's the Orphan, which I never seen. And of course, he did like a Bad News Bears ripoff called Here Come the Tigers. And they thought that what they saw American One was some good G-rated family movies. But they found that America lied because they do not want good G-rated movies. So instead, people in America were flocking to seeing the John Carpenter classic Halloween, which it came out by 1978, and of course it was a box office hit, and it was loved by critics and audience alike. So Sean kind of thought, like, why don't we just rip it off? Which of course they said in the features that they were ripping off Halloween. So that he had to come up with the title Friday the 13th in trade papers in order to create some sort of interest in the movie prior to having the script. And of course the name Jason that Victor Miller came up with was named after a school bully. He originally gave him the name Josh, but he changed it because he thought it sounded too nice. And before the Adrian Keene was cast as Alex Hardy, the role was originally given to Sally Field, but that never happened. And of course, you have Bessie Palmer, who's well known for playing Jason's mom in the movie. Really wanted to be in movies, that she desperately needed a new car because her old car broke down. So her agent gave her the news there was a movie film in New Jersey, and the money she's offering, and Betty Palmer says, okay, great, that'll be for the car. But until she found out that it's a horror movie, not happy about it, was given the script, read it, and calls it a POS and saying that no one's going to see it. So she signed to do it, and history was made. The film itself was released on May 9th, 1980, and it was a box office, it said, as it grossed $39.7 million against its $550,000 budget. Very profitable for a low-budget independent movie. But of course, when it came out, it was negative received by the critics. Everyone hated the movie. And of course, Gene Siskel, Roger Ebert both gave this movie a tombstones down, where to Halloween they love, where this film they hated. And Gene Siskel wrote a letter to Betsy Palmer due to her involvement in the movie, but she was sent to the wrong address. And of course, Adrienne Keene had some stalker issues going on, which is why in part 2 she had to have her role as short as possible, so that she could live a quiet time now, so hopefully no stalker gets in her way, which is pretty sad. But despite its negative reception at the time, it has now gained the reputation and respect it deserves by giving it positive reviews, and has now become a cult classic. So, what can I say about Friday the 13th that hasn't already been said? Well, it is a classic movie, and starting off, the effects by Tom Savini are fantastic, who just came off working with George Romero Dawn Dead, does a fantastic job with the makeup effects of the film. And of course, you do get some pretty good kills, like having an axe in the face, which had gone to Marcy, played by Jeannie Taylor, as well as the famous death scene where Kevin Bacon's in the bed and he gets an arrow through his neck. Which, of course, of the rest of the body, you can tell how fake it is, but nevertheless, it is a very well done effect. The music by Harry Manfredini with his famous is completely unforgettable. I really love the music. I really loved it. And I thought the movie does have a good surreal atmosphere to it as it takes place in the woods. And I do like the premise of this movie, especially the setup of the film about these group of kids who go to Crystal Lake and they get killed, which is as simple as it gets. And the acting itself, which I will admit is not really the greatest at all, but for what it is, it's fine as it is. It's average at best, just to put it that way. But the two best actors I like in the film are Adrienne Keene and Betsy Palmer. And Betsy Palmer herself is really having a blast with this role. Really good. And I thought the direction by Sean Cunningham is very well done, and I thought it had some good scare factors, especially the last part of the movie where Jason comes out of the lake and pulls Alice into the water, which I will admit when I first saw it, it actually did jump me there, which is really scary. And also, I would have liked it if Betsy Palmer's character appeared at the beginning of the movie as if she's supposed to be the nice woman, but instead you just throw her to the last act in the movie and just make the audience figure it out to know, like, well, gee, I wonder if she's the killer, which she is. So I feel like you could have added some sort of twist into the movie and then have her more screen time as you don't even know who is the killer, but until the end she now reveals herself that she is the killer. So it's just that the script probably needs some work in it. But nevertheless, this is a very well done movie despite its issues. And especially, of course, I do know there's a little character issue going on that when... Well, I do like the character Alice in the movie. There's one thing I noticed in the film when, after she knocks Pam out by revealing her true motivations, she gets into the Jeep and she's a dead body, which is supposed to be Annie. But she doesn't take the Jeep to make her escape, but instead goes on with this long chase here, which I will say is a very good chase scene. But especially for a realistic standpoint, she could have easily just take the car and take off, and that would have been the end of the movie. Which, of course, don't get me wrong, I mean, I do think it's a great movie, it just makes it funnier. So yeah, and of course it does have some really good lines in the movie, like from Miss Voorhees when she says, "You see, Jason is my son, and today is his birthday. You let him drown. You never pay any attention. Look what you did. Look what you did to him. Kill her, Mommy. Kill her. Don't let her get away, Mommy. Don't let her live. I won't, Jason. I won't. Come now. It'd be easier if it was for Jason." And you do have, of course, Crazy Ralph, who's another well-known character. "You're doomed. I'm a messenger from God. You must leave. You're doomed. You're all doomed." And, of course, from Alice at the end of the movie. "The boy, is he dead too?" "Who?" "The boy, Jason." "Jason? And the legs don't want to attack me. They want to pull me underneath the water. Ma'am, we have finding boy. But Sandy's still there. And so good lines. And also, of course, while the characters themselves are likable, they're not really as three-dimensional as you see in any other movies like Jaws when they're very much three-dimensional, but here they're very much one-dimensional. But again, despite that being one-dimensional, these are still likable characters. And I do like, of course, the Alice character played by Adrienne King, and I am really sorry that she had a stalker issue going on after the film came out in 1980, which is why she had her role to be short in part 2. Excuse me there. But yeah. But nevertheless, there's not much I would say about Friday the 13th, except it's not really a masterpiece, but it is a darn good horror movie. And Friday the 13th itself, I'm giving this movie a B+. Not a masterpiece, but it still is a classic horror film, and I really do enjoy it. So, if you have not seen Friday the 13th, and if you're not really interested in horror movies and don't want to see a Friday the 13th movie or Halloween, then maybe this isn't for you. But if you are a horror fanatic that loves horror movies like Halloween or Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or Psycho or Jaws, then this is definitely the one to check out. I really recommend Friday the 13th. Definitely gets a thumbs up. And once again, it gets a B+. Not a masterpiece, but it's a fun ride. So that's my review of Friday the 13th, and I hope you had a wonderful Friday the 13th for today. And just be sure to look out because Jason's coming for you. But anyway, I'm just messing around. But anyway, what do you think of this video? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. Feel free to put your comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Take care. And I promise I will review Jurassic World and its sequel, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Thank you. Take care. And have a happy Friday the 13th. See ya.